After being defeated, Samjun Nganda has come out to concede defeat. He came out to say that he lost fairly and squarely, not like other opposition leaders who suffered at the hand of the state. In fact, Honorable Samjun Nganda said this.
You campaigned to win, and I thought throughout the campaign that I will win. But the results came back when I had lost, and genuinely lost, and I conceded defeat.
That is Honorable Samjun Nganda. Truth be told, Honorable Samjun Nganda was one of the best legislators on the opposition side, like it or not, because the duties of an opposition member is to check government in whichever way, and he did that very well. Although even a person who replaced him has certain degree of charisma, he knows how to debate, is a lawyer, is a true opposition. So there are some people who were replaced fine, but even their replacement is worth like that of Honorable Samjun Nganda. Personally, I would want Honorable Samjun Nganda to August House for more time. But I think because of serving for 15 years, you know, in Parliament, anyone who has served above 3 terms, you know, we are vulnerable to defeat. And I think that was the main reason. Although even Samjun Nganda not playing with the biggest opposition party was also a factor, but also even a person who replaced him is a worth factor. So the purpose of this video, I've come to talk about how Honorable Samjun Nganda is talking about the defeat, what it means for our politics, and most importantly, the certain materials we can learn from the politics of our nation. But before I do this, I want to let you know that if you're new to this channel, please subscribe. And if you're watching this video from a different platform, please head on to YouTube, type in Sura Mawagali. There's a lot of content of this nature. If geopolitics and economics is what you want, this will be definitely the right channel for you to subscribe to. First of all, Honorable Samjun Nganda came out to concede defeat. There are not very many people who have come out to say that he was defeated genuinely. Even Matthias Mpuga came out to say that his election was stolen. So it requires some level of gentlemanness to come out and understand factors that played in your election. Because Samjun Nganda was defeated at 7 a.m. By the time they started counting votes, we already knew the winner. Although he came out to say that very many people who were defeated, Parliament is going to miss. In fact, he said this statement.
When you speak about quite people get offended, but the truth of the matter is that some of the MPs who have exited, Segona, Mpuga, Asuman, Jonathan Odul, Sechkubo, and others, are MPs that even Parliament itself will miss. I like Jonathan Odul. He just finished law, but his knowledge was vast, more knowledgeable than people who have done law for 2 decades.
That is Honorable Samjun Nganda coming out to say that there are some members of Parliament is going to miss. Parliament is an institution, it cannot miss anyone. Leaders emerge. For example, Samjun Nganda replaced Sam Kaliganjuba. By the time Samjun Nganda replaced Samuel Kaliganjuba, no one thought that he would do such a tremendous work in Parliament. It is the truth. So someone thinking that after their removal from Parliament is going to miss, that is exaggerated importance. Fine, Samjun Nganda is a good legislator, but he should not say that Parliament is going to miss anyone. Look in history. Parliament has had vocal people, but they have been replaced. Leaders emerge. It may not be necessary in the same constituency, but leaders can still emerge. In Nyendo Mukungwe, Mpuga replaced Kawanga, John Kawanga, one of the most senior legislators who had served in that area for 20 years. Mpuga did his contribution. So that's the importance of coming out to say that Parliament will miss. Of course not. Although even Honorable Samjun Nganda raised some patent issue of stealing election from members of Parliament. To be specific, came out to talk about Honorable Ingrid Turiaminawa's constituencies, where the former Minister for Security took over. In fact, he said this statement.
I lost genuinely there. But we have candidates who were cheated. You need to speak to Ingrid Turiaminawa to tell you what was in Rukunjiri. And many of our other candidates. So we went into this election with the 9 MPs, only 2 incumbents, only 2 survived. But so are the other colleagues of other parties. we started this parliament when we were 32 FDC MPs. FDC now has 9. DP was about nearly 10, 8. There are 6. UPC, same number, about 10. NUP 57, they are now about 50. So in total, we were 106 opposition MPs in parliament. We have now reduced to about 78. So there are many people, including very good MPs, that I look at a person like Jonathan Odul. I don't speak about myself, colleagues like Segona, Pasari, and others. We were compensating our numerical disadvantage by competence, by experience. And I want to pray for the colleagues who are going to fill and play that role, because the numbers have reduced.
That is Honorable Samjun Nganda. Truth be told, there are some constituencies where the NRM came in full swing. It did each and everything to steal elections. In fact, it was even by design, most especially on NUP candidates. They wanted to retain NUP in Uganda, and not even by the majority. Because right now, NRM have majority representation in parliament. So that narrative can go with that Buganda is NUP. And they did everything within their disposal, using the meter and everything to take over Uganda. So, first of all, we should understand what we are supposed to do. We are going in a transition. It is the truth. And we must continue speaking up. We must continue taking on government whichever way possible. Some of these members, or at least had some security when they are in parliament. Now it's time for them to understand that even those who contribute outside parliament have something to do. But of course, Samjun Nganda is a good legislator, but saying that they are irreplaceable is over-exaggeration. Of course, that's my opinion. Remain yours truly, Mr. Makindi. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, like, and comment so that I can be motivated to do more of such videos. I'll see you on another one. Peace.